Yes, back in the olden days, ye oldie time, you had people that seem quote unquote magicians or wizards doing special things. Meanwhile, they're just taking advantage of the principles that were already here. Basically, perfect example, they took a rock, put it in their glove, and basically said, "Look at me, I can pick up this rock without touching it." People would say, "That's sorcery, that's sorcery." Meanwhile, that's nothing but magnetism from a neodymium or freaking iron rock. And I say all that to say this. I'm finna bring another point up too. Back when Newton, oh God, don't you dare. Not on me, not right now. There we go. I'm finna say, don't you dare. As a matter of fact, as a matter of facto, huh? That worked way better than expected. This, like, you can have so many people come across the same scientific principle, and yet they won't copy other people with it. They'll just make their own thing with it. That's magic. Magic isn't copying somebody word for word verbatim just to produce the same result. Magic is taking what you have, learning and experience. And here's the most important step that I had to learn. You can look, you can observe, you can take information from literally anything, anyone, everywhere around you, even online, even by nature. But unless you make it yours, it is not true magic. And I seen a TikTok on this. Like, you have the power to create magic, but you're not making it yours. And it got me hype. But I didn't really understand it because it inspired me. But it didn't really click until right now. You have to make it yours. You can't take baking soda and vinegar and do it like everyone else. Sometimes you would want a pressure valve system that's so tiny, yet you can use something like baking soda and vinegar to create an analog oscillation system that can create timed intervals of switches so that you can create work. No battery, just freaking vinegar and baking soda. And people would just copy each other trying to do rocket, not even rocket, but just lava volcanoes with it. Well, yes, you can do it. There's so many creative ways to go about this that people aren't even discovering because they keep copying each other. And I see why, because people think that just because science is universal and that people understand the same exact thing, they have to do the same exact thing, when you don't have to do the same exact thing as other people. You can be different. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all can be different with your magic. With whatever you learn. And here's a perfect example. If you learn that you can take a freaking magnet and move it across anything conductive and create electricity, you don't have to go and create an electric motor. You don't even have to create an actuator. You can probably find a creative way based on some other knowledge you know to create constant electrostatic potential that doesn't even have to dissipate. It can just stay there. But because you learned it a specific way based on your environment, based on your, I wouldn't even say flaws, based on who you are, your environment, your circumstances, most importantly, your circumstances, because that truly is what dictates the creators from the followers. When people are in certain circumstances, they find unique things with the same exact principles that other people know. And here's a hidden gem for y'all. I learned from when I was staying with, who is now my ex-friend. I was staying in an apartment and she taught me something that her brother used to do. She'd take the cookies out, she would flip them, and then she put them back in the oven. so that they can cook. And I was like, huh, that's a neat trick. Come to find out, I didn't do that exactly, but that freaking memory prompted something in my mind to say, oh, wait, if I can flip this, then wouldn't that mean that I could just add flour on here? Add extra flour so that it wouldn't stick to my pan so I can make, you feel what I'm saying? I can make flippable cookies. The fact that I seen that just showed me that making flippable cookies is possible, and it's the same exact way with science. Once you see that something is possible and you make it yours and you do it your way, that is when you discover your magic. That's the true magic. And people think it's some mumbo jumbo where you can and while yes, I choose in deep inside my heart, I choose that. But the true magic is taking a scientific principle or something, a specific piece of knowledge that everyone else knows or that anyone can know. They can take that knowledge and instead of doing what everyone else do, instead of copying, they do it their own freaking way because it works for them. That is why when you try, oh, and this is the main one. That is why when people try to do e-commerce or try to do drop shipping, they can't do it. That's why they can't do it. It's not that they don't have the ability to. It's that you're constantly copying people instead of making that knowledge your own. Like instead of you just doing drop shipping or just doing something like that, you can do something unique that is to you and to your situation based on what you know about drop shipping and based on your specific situation and your interest too. And that's another thing. Your interest and your willingness to do it basically determines your own magic, which is how you can have two people have neodymium magnets and one will use it for picking up iron filings and another will use it for a generator and another will use it for an electric motor and another will use it to store up energy in a supercapacitor or a capacitor or a redox battery. You see where I'm going with this? Be original. Don't just copy what everyone else is doing. And if you're going to be inspired and do the exact same thing, add your own fling to it, because that's how you truly get your magic. But there are those few, and I will say this, there are those few who have the power of mimicry, where they can get the exact same results as others, but not doing exactly what they do. And what I mean by that, another gem for y'all that's food related. Basically taking pecans, eggs, and all of that and making a pecan pie. And another person taking dates and pecans, no sugar, no salt, no none of that, and having them taste the exact same. The goal is to have the same exact taste. That's mimicry. Some people have that ability. Some people have it to the point where they can make it even look like it. But when you realize what had to go into it for that pie to really shape and take shape and form, you'd be like, oh, wait a minute. That tastes like that, even though that had that in it. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, you have some people with mimicry powers. And it still comes back to the point. They did it their own way to get something that they had. And that's what I want you all to do. You have the power to do something unique, to do something your way. There are specific traits, specific things about you that you can do right now, specific skill sets or something that you can learn right now, something that you know nobody else know, that you can leverage into something so fantastic and to the point where you can create something that the masses have never seen before, even though it's probably happened. And I'm not saying it hasn't. It probably did happen sometime in the past, sometimes in a freaking alternate universe, reality, this, that, and the third. But the point is, you did it. You did it. It works for you and you love it. And it's easy for you. And that's the most important part about it. The one thing about magic, the one thing about doing anything in this lifetime, doing anything at all, is the fact that it comes easy. The only reason it should get hard is if you do too much of it. And what I mean by that is you love creating music, but when you're going at it 24/7 and you can't stop, that's when it starts to get harder, harder to do, even though you have great music ideas that come at a snap of a second. When things like that come like that, instead of you just being in places, spaces, or working something or doing something that's draining you, or creating a piece of content that you really don't even care about, but you're doing it for the money or the wealth or the fame or something like that, that is when you have to stop and reevaluate what you can truly do. It is not always about what other people have. I don't care how much of an excuse that is valid. It is about what you have right now, what you can do, what knowledge you can gain, and what knowledge you have right now. How you combine that into something beautiful that is yours. That is how you find your dream job. That is how you find out what you want to do in life. That is how you can build anything. That's how you can create. That is how, I'd even go as far as to say that's how you can even create. That's how, not even create. That is so, you know what? Somebody's probably already doing it, but that's how you can find your lover. Instead of just trying to copy somebody else, you embrace who you are. You don't hide it away. You don't tuck it away just to try to conform or just to try to do anything else. And to bring it full circle, you don't just create a baking soda vinegar volcano. You create something unique to you. You create a baking soda vinegar actuation system or a motor or something similar like that. And once you realize that power deep within you, you're unstoppable, because nobody can tell you what you can and what you cannot do at that point. Because let's be honest, who better aside from you and whoever you believe in knows you way better than yourself? And I'm gonna end it right there. Am I gonna get back on live? I have absolutely no freaking idea. But, and as always, stay peaceful, blessed, a miracle up, and know that you will appreciate what take care of. By the divine and wonderful Allah, high source, God, as well as everyone that truly and genuinely and deeply cares about you, deeper than their souls. Always remember that here you are loved. We care about you here. If no one else does, we do. I do know that no matter what, we are always here to give you that listening ear. Don't be afraid to talk to us. Don't be afraid to talk with us. We're here for you, okay? Okay. Come in for this hug. Yeah. Now, comment check. Now, hola, señor y señores. No, hola, señor o señores. Hola. Let's see. Yes, I am a gay because I'm happy. Yeah. Oh, if you haven't seen that video, I advise you go see it. I'm a straight gay guy. Your hair is nice. You are nice. Actually, you are a kind, fine gentleman. And I appreciate you, and you deserve all the love that God or whoever you believe in is giving you right now. Shiloh, hey, and legend. You're a legend. And as always, a shape he said adios. Mwah, mwah.